Hi there, producer James from Three Takes of Stupidity here. Throughout this episode you will hear a few references to movies Wild Hogs, Hot Tub Time Machine and The Hangover. This is from our first and currently unreleasable series, but please forgive us, we were still trying to work out the kinks with our technical setup. We can't promise, but we hope to bring you these episodes at a later date. Thank you and enjoy the show.
And while Chandler does research this, I will sing you a little song, mainly about ducks.
Oh yeah.
Once there was a duck, he was petrified. He said he couldn't live without the bread by his side. Then he spent so many nights sat in his little nest and felt alone. He felt so alone, but then he got some seeds. And that was better than bread. Because apparently bread makes ducks fat, and that's why they are dead.
I'm enjoying the little...
The little quack.
The little quack, yeah. That's going to make the edit.
Give yourself a quick slap on the face.
Oh yeah, there's always time for lubricant, everybody. This week it's a sci-fi hit straight out the early 2000s as we take a crack at the Ivan Reitman production of Evolution. Welcome to the Three Takes of Stupidity, the podcast where the three of us take three movies and give you our three takes. I'm Alex Clinton.
I'm Chandler Monk.
And I'm James Robbins. So this is officially the start of our second series. This time the theme is, drumroll, evolution. Obvious why we're clearly starting with the film Evolution. So boys, how are we both?
Yeah,
I am
I'm
good.
good. All good. How's everyone's week's been?
Pretty good. I've not been watching much, but I have been playing a new game. I say new, it came out a few years ago, but the sequel came out. Senua's Saga Hellblade. It's a weird game. It's kind of like a thriller. It's a bit creepy. It's kind of set in the Norse world. And you are following a woman whose husband was brutally murdered, and you are delving into the depths of hell to try and retrieve his soul from Hela. But on a lighter note, I know Alex is watching something I think you've watched as well, Chandler. He's finally got round to it, and I'm very happy he has.
It's a fantastic series. It is, of course, The Bear on Disney.
It's great.
So good.
I love it so much. It's so good. I struggled with the start of it where I watched an episode and then would be a few weeks break and then I'll watch another one, a few weeks break and then another one. And then I finally got to episode 5 and once I was in.
Yeah. Imagine watching things week to week. How hard must that have been if you got 10 years ago?
It's tough now.
But you can't just go next episode. Who wants to go back to those days?
When the circle's on Channel 4 and they're like, our next episode will be, I'll have a little surprise one on Friday. I'm like, no, let's have a surprise one every day. Let's have one every day. Nice surprise every day.
I started watching The Bear on a plane, and I think I watched 4 episodes and then didn't have any more downloaded, and the whole first series was out, and I was absolutely devastated. I wanted to watch more, and the first thing I did when I got home, obviously after sleeping, was the next day binge through the rest of season 1 of The Bear. I want Jeremy Allen White's wardrobe as well. Very well dressed man. Great jackets.
Do you not just want his body as well? You seen this?
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Topless pics?
That'd be nice. Yeah. Hey, look, or give me Matty Mattison's wardrobe as well. What a don. Love him.
Man.
Season 3 out this month.
Yeah. It's in 2 weeks, isn't it? Or next week.
Yeah.
Buzzing.
I mean, it's out right now, but when people listen to this podcast, it came out a month ago.
Or 2 months ago. Maybe a year ago. Maybe it's season 4.
Maybe it was before the nuclear apocalypse. That's when it came out.
Listening to it on old radio somehow, like you're in Fallout.
Oh, talking of Fallout, actually, I've watched 1 episode so far, and it was very good. I've just not gotten around to carrying it on.
Are you
but I
watching
will.
anything else?
No, not really. Me and my partner are doing a few rewatches of stuff, just 20-minute comedy. So we're rewatching Malcolm in the Middle at the moment.
Oh, great.
Which is great. Malcolm in the Middle is a fantastic series, and I think Malcolm in the Middle probably does have one of the best endings of a sitcom. And I think somewhere down the line, one of our series should be about TV finales, and that would be my pick as one of the best. Probably Malcolm in the Middle.
I just like that
best.
Dewey solved his problems with a bag full of bricks when he was being bullied.
Yeah, yes. We literally just watched that episode actually.
So good. I think the actor, he works in like real estate now, like a realtor or something in the States. I'm not sure. He doesn't work in the entertainment industry at all.
No. Well, most of them, out of like the six main cast, like Bryan Cranston's obviously the main breakout from that show, let's say. And then I can't think of any real apart from Frankie Muniz in Agent Cody Banks.
That's what I was thinking. Agent Cody Banks.
Alex's face is like, fuck that.
No.
I don't think any of the other kids went on to do much else, to be honest.
But I like that he's gone into real estate, the guy that played Dewey, because it's like when people say if you win the lottery, will you still go to work? I like that he's like won the lottery and has gone, I'm still going to go to work, but I'm just going to go do something that I can fail at. That's fine if I fail at that.
Don't quote me
care.
that he's in real estate. I'm not sure what he does, but I'm pretty sure it's something really random.
I do think it. Yeah, I think you're right in saying that he doesn't do TV anymore or entertainment in any way. Yeah.
But the funniest thing that's happened to me this week, just going on, I think you boys sort of know half the story, is I actually got, for a day, I was cast in a TV advert. So,
really?
Yeah, so I went to, I had a self-tape for an audition where I had to be sort of East End guy on holiday, like a Brit abroad. Got a call back, and then the next day got told had the part. I was booked in the next week to film. I got the time off work, pulled in a couple favours and got the days off. Booked a fitting and everything. Then that night went to play football, then got a call off my agent saying, by the way, my agent is my sister.
She does work. She does work in the industry. It's not like she's just your sister's like acting as your agent. She genuinely works in the industry.
Very small agency. There's not exactly a massive round of nepotism going on here. But anyway, get a call from my sister saying, "Oh yeah, they've just emailed saying they've had a massive miscommunication. You haven't got the part yet. Like they're still thinking about it. We'll let you know on Friday." And yeah, Friday came along, hadn't got it. Very upset. A lot of money ripped out of my hands. Felt really disappointed, obviously. But yeah, the advert came out a few days ago, and I was apparently second to Danny Dyer. Which is hilarious when you think about it. But this next step down from Danny Dyer was me.
The job that Danny Dyer did was okay. Like, I'm not saying it was
groundbreaking.
Yeah, but maybe it was just consistently mediocre enough. Like, maybe you were just so high in one seed and maybe he didn't give you best in another. We can only assume that he was also on less money as well, so it's a financial choice.
Oh yeah, obviously, because I demand more of a salary than Danny Dyer.
Well, your rider of just only blue M&Ms was a bit tough for them to handle.
Yeah, got to love those blue M&Ms.
We can get a green screen, and maybe for our one day future Patreon subscribers, we can green screen you into the advert.
Maybe, or maybe for our future Patreon subscribers, I should just upload all my self tapes, and they can see them.
Oh god, that would be amazing.
They can see some of the most ridiculous things they ask you to do. Like,
me and Alex were talking earlier about putting our. Alex said no, they should be available for free, but I was like, put our college, like old university and college projects of film work.
Some of them are available for free, aren't they, Alex?
That's why I only support organisations such as the BBC that do put out content for free.
Mine are unlisted or privated on YouTube for sure. I let Alex have a view into a music video I did.
You've not shown me that.
No, it was really. It's really, really good. It's really, really good. Like
it's a gripping story.
A phenomenal film with incredible writing, directing, cast, and I think James has got all of that absolutely spot on.
My favourite part of it is the different shots where for some reason there's some weird different filter over the or different colour grade on some shots to the others for no rhyme or reason.
It's good editing.
Like, I got really into colour grading when I did my films, and now, but just because when I rewatch my old films, I'm like, oh, why is everything this colour? Why does it look so terrible?
harking back to Dewey, I don't know where I got the real estate thing, but the last thing I can see of him is he won some James Joyce Award from the Literary and Historical Society. He went and studied, and he's doing something else, which is, fair play. Stepped away from the limelight, but doesn't look like if they wanted to do a reboot, he would be in it. Which is short. You can't do it without Dewey.
He would be in it. He definitely would be
100%
in it.
be in it.
Yeah.
He'd have to be.
He doesn't seem like the kind of guy that's like, nah. And I reckon they would just have a meeting with him where they'd be like, we're going to keep writing down figures and you let us know when you're going to run away from your stupid history life to come and do this.
If you don't do it, we've got your backpack with bricks in, and we'll take this to you if you're not in our reboot. Sign the contract.
So yeah, for our future Patreon subscribers, we will break copyright law for Paddy Power.
Also, most of my old uni projects broke so much copyright that YouTube's like, even if you wanted to put them public, you're not allowed.
Oh yeah, we'll break laws for you.
Yeah, we'll break laws for you.
I'm just gonna give a little teaser to our future Patreon subscribers. There is in my self tapes there will be videos of me line dancing.
Oh yeah, no, I can confirm they're as sexy as you think it is. I know that if you're I've seen it. Like I had to leave the room for a second. I was stiff as a board. Much like Chandler's dancing was.
That was the point. That was the point. Do not question my acting choices.
Everyone thought a compliment was about to drop, but I just backhanded.
Chandler, as you picked this film, would you take it away with the synopsis and the ratings?
A comedy that follows the chaos that ensues when a meteor hits the Earth carrying alien life forms that give new meaning to the term survival of the fittest. David Duchovny, Orlando Jones, Sean William Scott, and Julianne Moore are the only people standing between the aliens and world domination, which could be bad news for the Earth. So yeah, little scores. IMDb 6.1, Tomato Meter was 44, and audience score was 48, which I think is actually quite underrated. Having rewatched this film again. What do you guys think?
I really liked. Yeah, I really liked it. I looked at the IMDb score before watching it, and I was like, I don't know, this could be 6.1. Did you say?
Yeah.
Yeah, this could be a tough watch. It isn't. It's fantastic.
It is great, isn't it?
It's so good. It's really.
It's an enjoyable movie for an hour and 40 minutes. Again, similar to like Wild Hogs. It's just watch, have a bit of a laugh, and just go on a journey with some random people, random good characters, and great acting as well.
It's got great acting. I'm not going to say it's like Wild Hogs because Wild Hogs was bad, and this film is not bad.
Wild Hogs.
However, Wild Hogs was bad.
Lies.
And we.
Are we going to be comparing every film? Are we going to be comparing every film for the next 10 years that we do this podcast to
Wild
Hogs?
Yeah.
No.
But
nothing can be as good as Wild Hogs. Sorry.
A lot of the films we've done so far all have they're kind of like cult classics, or like have a cult following, and people say they're underrated and they're good. And I think this film was another one, especially with the ratings are pretty mediocre.
They're worse than mediocre.
6.1 on IMDb is
but
above 5. Come on, that's
both under
pretty
50%
mediocre
on the other two.
Both under 50% on the other two. But if you go into comments, it's all like people love the film. People love it.
Yeah.
I thought it was fine. I enjoyed it. But yeah, it's not fantastic. It's not bad though. It was fun and I enjoyed it.
One thing that I think brings this film up is, again, chemistry between the actors comes a lot. I think there's quite a lot of chemistry between like Orlando Jones, David Duchovny, Sean William Scott, Julianne Moore, because I think David Duchovny, I think whatever you sort of watch him in, always like oozes that like charisma and charm. And he's just fantastic, David Duchovny.
I agree with you, but only on chemistry between David Duchovny and Orlando Jones playing Dr. Ira Kane and Professor Harry Phineas Block. I didn't think there was enough from anyone else for them to, Wayne Gray, played by Stifler, or Julianne Moore as Dr. Alison Reed. I didn't find there was any amazing chemistry between anyone else. But ultimately, it was the main two had a fantastic relationship.
Did you not find that David Duchovny, is that how we're saying it?
Well done, Alex.
Duchovny. Do you not find that he like gave it credibility though? Like I was like, I believe you because I've seen you in the X-Files.
Yeah, and funny enough that I read in researching this film, so Ira is what's called a Caesar cipher of Fox, which is his character name in X-Files, which is quite cool.
What is a Caesar cipher?
A Caesar cipher is basically like a standard substitution cipher where it's like one letter equals another letter.
So boring, but interesting.
Wow, I'm both really tired and actually interested.
There's my third year module of cryptography in there for you.
In terms of the chemistry between Ira Kane, played by David Duchovny, and Julianne Moore's character, Alison Reed, like, she was quite a strong woman in this, but she was just, in regards to him, their chemistry wasn't really there. They didn't have that much interactions. It was just horniness between the two.
Yeah, but they are two very
and that
good
was about
people.
They are, but like there was nothing more to their relationship than just horniness. That was it. They're both scientists, and they were horny. They didn't really get to know each other. The first time we're introduced to her, it's just the Professor Block's just like, she wants you. And then that's run throughout the entire film, and she wasn't wrong.
But to be fair, everyone wants David Duchovny.
Yeah, he was the recognizable actor of the film.
Have you seen David Duchovny in Californication? Because it is very much a similar character.
Is it really? I thought Californication was like he plays basically like a rich, shameless character.
No. It's not rich, shameless character. Like we'll get onto that when we talk about Californication in 10 years.
Also, just want to shout out Ty Burrell. I think that's how you pronounce his name, from
Ty
Modern
Burrell.
Family.
Burrell, Family.
Yeah.
Correct,
Burrell, loved that. I was like, oh,
not just Modern
him.
Family. Key and Peele.
Is he in Key and Peele?
He is phenomenal. He pops up like occasionally as just an outstandingly. Mainly, he plays a Nazi, to be honest, but he's outstandingly funny. He brings a real love to the role.
Oh, that's terrible. But yeah, there's a few, like, there's Ethan Suplee's in it. He plays one of the brothers, the brother from he's Earl's brother in My Name is Earl. Dan Aykroyd pops up as the governor, which is a great little turn. Sarah Silverman, Kyle Gass is in a non-speaking role as well as one of the policemen. Love little side characters.
Also, like the two, I'm not sure who they're played by. I'm sure you can correct me, but the two chubby boys that were just used to be dumb, which is just such a character trope cliche. I called them Bulk and Skull in my research from Power Rangers.
Good little Power Rangers reference. Yeah, no, Ethan Suplee's the taller one of those two.
Basically. He is huge. Like if you go to Google Ethan Suplee now, he is jacked. Like he is so fit. And here, like I thought he was big in My Name is Earl, but in this film, he is huge. Like so much so that I gasped when I saw him.
Was he actually that big, or was it like a suit?
No,
I think he's actually
that big.
Oh my god!
But if you look at him now, like jacked.
I think the opening like 2 minutes of this film are great. Like in my notes, I've actually written down, this is a really good way to open a film. Fucking meteorite blows up a house and throws a car 200 feet in the air. We'll get, like, I do not understand why Sean William Scott has gone to the middle of nowhere to practice for his fire exam, nor why he needs to start a fire to practice saving that random doll.
Obviously, he has to start a fire to practice fire exam, because what do firemen do, Chandler? They stop fires and save people from them.
But at no point does he attempt to stop that fire he's created. He's just faking saving the woman and talking to random
maybe he did that last week. Maybe he did that last week in his training. This week was save the girl. Last week was put the fire out.
And just let the barn burn.
You've got to delegate.
Chandler, I think you've seen this before, so I'll ask James. Were you confused as to what was going on before it became immediately obvious?
Oh, and what do you mean?
So I was obviously the same as everyone was like, oh my god, that doll is not going to be in the same condition going back into his car, but for a different reason than what actually panned out.
Yes, and he does hint to that he does other things with the doll.
The innuendo is outstanding in this movie.
Yeah, there's a lot of innuendos in this film. I did have to check from that opening couple of shots that I didn't put on Transformers 1 and Michael Bay wasn't the director. Because I'm pretty sure an asteroid coming down is how every Transformers film has. And also landing it on a classic car. I thought there would be another car that was in perfect condition right next door, and then it would go and transform into like Bumblebee or something.
Did you not think that asteroid should have made a bigger impact? That did quite annoy me.
I think that meteor would have killed him, 100%. Like, no way can he run fast enough to outrun the crater that thing makes. Do you know what I mean?
I think a meteor that size is a city destroyer.
Yeah, probably.
But it does fall into a silver mine, so it does immediately hit the Earth and then go into the Earth.
True.
That could enclose some of the explosion.
Normally, I'm the guy.
Thank you, Alex.
Like, trying
Thank
to
you,
correct
Alex
the
Clinton,
plot holes.
Scientist.
Explosives.
Explosives.
Unagi. Did the squeaky CPR make the chuckle chart this week?
I didn't define that scene as little instances that made me chuckle, but the chuckle chart has returned, even though this film is not first and foremost a comedy.
It is definitely a comedy.
My first line is, "What is Stifler doing? Fire, mannequin." His mouth to mouth was just making out with it.
That's Stifler for you.
I was like, "What's going on?" But then, following that, and he's gone away, and then we meet. So we're like in other films, I've had this same complaint and also praise for other films of how quickly we learn who the characters are in a scene and how quickly we're introduced to them. The first three, we get a good idea of who they are very quickly. Which I thought was good. We know exactly what who Stifler is. I should probably start calling him by his actual name.
Sean William Scott.
Sean William Scott
Wayne,
playing
that's his
Wayne.
character.
Stifler.
But he is playing a calm Stifler. to be fair, we meet Professor Block, and he's trying to maybe sleep with a student, and he is a creep throughout the entire film, and. Dr. Kane is talking the foreshadowing. He is a scientist and he's doing a class on cells, and also he will give them all A's because he feels like it.
No, so that is actually really interesting because he mentions in that bit, like, again, Ira comes on screen and he just, again, David Duchovny just oozes charm, and he just goes, he says my standards aren't as high as they nowhere used to be, but he couldn't give them A's, which again is which is just alluding you to the fact like something's happened in his career. I think it's actually a really, really good introduction for David Duchovny and Ira Kane.
Before we continue through this movie, I read that originally this was written as a sci-fi thriller and was adapted into a sci-fi comedy. So with everything, just imagine how it could be a thriller. That opening scene could not be a thriller unless it's a real woman, and I don't know, the meteorite lands on them.
Sean William Scott has an actual woman in the boot and then throws her in a barn that he set on fire.
He's just a psychotic. He just throws random women from this town into a building and goes, "I'll save you." So it's something to keep in mind. But yeah, when Dr. Kane walks into, what was Orlando Jones's character called?
Harry Block.
Harry. When he walks into his classroom and sees him seducing, maybe seducing a student, he's remarkably calm about it.
Like it's like he's seen it before.
Yeah, he's like, I know this play. This is you enjoy. Honestly, you enjoy. Like there's no like what is going on here.
There's little hints of foreshadowing throughout the whole film. That's the first hint to he's going to be a creep the entire movie, and also likes young women. Dr. Ira Kane working in chemistry and mentioning cells is a hint. They're going to find some cells that are going to evolve. Evolution.
He was actually teaching a biology class, but okay.
Shit.
But yeah, like 10 minutes in, when they go visit the hole, there's
the hole. The hole.
There's outstanding lines in this. Like, I'm sure we've all got like lines from the script that we're going to come back to. But the first incredible bit of innuendo is Harry, Orlando Jones, standing over it and going, "Now that's a hole." It's staggeringly good.
Before that, before that, well, here's the point of penetration.
Yeah.
Now that's a hole.
How did this even start as a thriller?
But James,
Yeah,
you are right. James, just going back to what you said, like, you've had complaints before about films not being quick enough. This film just rolls and rolls and rolls. Like, when I was watching it, I was like, there is no filler here. Like, nothing feels like fillery. Like, nothing feels like, we have to put this scene in just to like fill like the time. We want to make it 2 hours, so here's 20 minutes of just bullshit. This film just fucking goes and goes and goes and goes.
But to be clear, it's not about like speed per se. It's about clarity and being clear. Like, I don't need the film to tell me everything about the character at the start for like 15 minutes. They can tell you a lot about a character by how they act and by what they're doing, and they show it to you, and then throughout the film they build on that, and by the end of the film you feel like you've got a good idea of who the character is and what their journey's been. Whereas some films we've watched haven't done that, and some have. I would say after the initial the start of the film, when they've started investigating the crater, they've it does slow down a little before the third act, where it's kind of hinting, and this is where I can see the thriller elements, because like they found the worms, and then the worms are kind of popping up everywhere. And you get time frames, and they're talking about it's been 24 hours, it's been 16 hours, it's been 3 days, it's been 2 weeks, etc.
No, but I think him going on like it's been a day, 2 days, whatever, is to show how quickly everything is happening. Like,
they show you how quickly everything's happening.
No, but
sure.
he says it. He says it
Yeah,
because
it is.
he says it because like we didn't evolve for like 200 million years, and they've done it in 12 hours. Like, that's to show like.
But that's just the point of the film where I think the film slows down. Obviously, what's going on in the film, they're expressing how quick it all is. But I think for us as the viewer, it slightly slows down a little bit. But that's where it's all about mystery. It's drip feeding you mystery, which I like. Don't get me wrong, I like it.
But I think the point that Chandler is referring to, we had the great moment where someone says the title of the movie in the movie.
Roll credits.
David Duchovny at 16 minutes and 43 seconds says,
"Yes,
it's evolution." And at that point, I stood up and applauded, paused the movie, and took a moment out of my day.
That sounds like when you would have sat outside on your balcony and had a coffee.
Oh, yeah. Oh, definitely.
Thought about life.
I would watch grass grow based on that line.
But no, it is. I think it shows so much to you in like that first, like, probably 16 minutes. I didn't write down the time code. He said evolution.
43 seconds.
Thanks very much. But it show. I think it's really funny how it just goes where he convinces Harry to run away from his coaching duties, his volleyball coaching duties, to go, these are bloody aliens. We need to lock this down now. We're going to be fucking rich. Nobel Prize, here we come.
That's when he goes, Nobel Prize paid in a lump sum or installments?
I'm serious about the tax implications.
It's so, like, I honestly think that Orlando Jones should have won an Oscar for this role. He delivers every line so well. It's so funny. Like, the writing's outstanding. It's brilliant.
He is playing the scientist version of the prototypical black male character in a comedy in the 2000s, though. You could pick him up and put him in Rush Hour or Men in Black or anything where it's just cliche like tropes on a black male character, which definitely nowadays it feels like we've gone beyond that most of the time, unless you're going to get Scary Movie 15, and I'm sure they'll bring it back. But otherwise we're a bit beyond that. But he's so funny. He's so funny throughout the movie.
How the fuck did they convince a group of college students to go to a field trip to a fucking meteor crash, and one of them is wearing heels? What the fuck is that about?
That says a lot about, I think her name was Nadine.
Nadine, yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
And if a random person came up to me and went, "Would you like to come see a meteor crash?" I think I'd be like,
"You're gonna kill me?
You're lying. You might kill me, but I want to see a possible meteor. That's cool as hell. I want to go see that." So yeah, I think it's very easy to drag science students to go see a meteor.
Yeah, true. But I also love how he like says to the two brothers, the two idiots, like, you're just gonna stay here. Like, what the hell are they doing there? Why have they come all this way out to see it? And he just goes, look at me. So focus. What are they doing? What has he brought them there to do?
Were they there to hoist it up? Because they wanted to take parts of the meteor at that point.
I didn't do my research on this bit entirely, but I seem to remember them trying. I seem to remember in an edit I've seen before them trying to like pull the meteor out using the bus.
Oh, they do actually try and pull the meteor out.
Is this a Mandela effect?
Not in this edit, but it might be. I can't remember. But I seem to think that they try and pull it up in a different version.
We're not reviewing alternate universe Chandler's version of evolution. We're this reality. They've gone down to the meteor and a lot has changed because they've studied the cells already and realised that they're dividing really fast, and they've done like 200 million years worth of development in 16 hours. But when they go down, there's flatworms everywhere, and there's like weird mushroomy plants, and there's a smoky atmosphere on the floor, which we learn is they're nitrogen-based life forms that I can't remember what they breathe, but it's not oxygen. And that's when they take a worm out off the ground and it dies.
If I remember rightly, they said it smelled like
Sulfur, right? Yeah.
Hydrogen sulfide or something.
So yeah, they're nitrogen-based microorganisms that survive and breathe off of sulfur.
Is sulfur the one that smells like egg?
Yes.
It's like what hot springs smell like.
You two were so confident on that so quickly. I was really expecting like I don't know. I'm not really a chemist, so I don't know. I think so. Yeah, maybe. But you were both adamant. Yes, it is.
I've watched a lot of.
James just smelled a lot of rotten
Japan eggs last week in the office with you, Chandler. After all your protein, yes.
They take the flatworms and they go back, and this has one of the best lines when they're looking at it in the little jar. And Nadine comes up and goes, "It's like those little worms are splitting." It's like, they're not splitting. It's mitosis. It's how they reproduce. And he goes, "Sex is too long, bummer." Great line. Yeah. Very well delivered.
From the slutty Nadine.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but you know that was thought up in a writer's room that was full of three men just going, "Oh, they don't have sex. Bummer. Oh, write that down.
Stroking their thighs as they write it down. Like, oh yeah, we're going to get the hot one to say that. There is so much, we'll touch on this. There's so much misogyny in this movie. It's unbelievable.
Ira.
The Ice Queen needs a good humping.
Humorless Ice Queen.
That's not even in the movie.
So bad. This is the part of the film where we get you're getting drip fed bits and bits about how the animals or the aliens are developing, how they're evolving, and how they're spreading. But the characters don't actually know they're spreading. They try. Eventually, the government comes in, tries to take control of the situation. The government tries to lock it down, but we know that Wayne has found a not just worms, but a
sea life creature,
a sea life angry thing with massive teeth in like the filter pump of the swimming pool at the club he works at.
But he just brushes it off. He goes fucking nowhere else with that information. It's later on in the film. That bit, just fucking nothing.
He really doesn't.
That bit, he just like, fuck this. I'm going to kill all these things with poison or whatever he picks up. And then just goes back to work.
Who do you call?
Have I blown your mind, James? I don't know, the police?
But they're not pest control.
Alright, pest control. There's a weird fucking sea creature in my pool pump at this country club.
Doesn't it get sucked up the pool pump as well? Maybe that's it. He gets sucked up the pool pump, so he's like, no, not my problem anymore.
Not just we're getting hints towards how the aliens are developing, but we're also introduced to some more characters in regards to the government, including Julianne Moore playing Dr. Alison Reed, and we meet Ted Levine as Brigadier General Russell Woodman, who is probably the antagonist of the movie.
Yeah, he's the villain.
Yeah. He is, but you wouldn't say there is a villain per se, but he is, he causes issues for the main cast.
And at this point in the film is when you start to realise that how high up Ira really was before he ended up as a professor.
That line, though, where they have that conversation where he says, we don't want to involve the government, I know these guys. I took that as a great X-Files reference.
I didn't pick up on that. I've seen the film before, though, so that's what I sort of knew.
I feel like I need to watch the X-Files. Emily watches it. My partner watches it. The X-Files.
Have you never watched the X-Files?
No.
The X-Files is a fantastic series. Really quick side. So one Christmas, my parents bought my brother all 9 series of the X-Files on DVD. That's what we wanted. And me and my brother shared a room up until like I was 13. So we would watch X-Files nearly every night. But on the nights that I would still be awake and then watching the X-Files with him were the nights I couldn't sleep / had nightmares. I think I would have been about
fantastic.
I think I would have been about 8, 9, something like that. 10 maybe.
You forced a 9-year-old to watch the X-Files.
I grew up in a house with 6 older brothers and sisters. I was watching things way too fucking early. Like I was watching Family Guy at 8, 9, 10. I was watching fucking Snatch at 12. Like far too young to watch things. From Dusk Till Dawn at a very early age as well. Yeah, probably shouldn't watch that.
Chandler's like, can we watch Tracy Beaker tonight? And they're like, no, we have to watch Jackass again.
After the government and the army have come in, that's when our main cast, our 2 main heroes are like pushed out to the side. It's worth noting that our like main cast of 4 haven't come together yet as one. Still kind of Wayne floating about. We've just met Alison Reed, and it's still our dynamic duo as the heroes. They're pushed out, and then we get a time skip 2 weeks later, where they have tried to take them to court, the government to court, by saying that this is their that they own this scene. They were there first. They found it. They've done the initial studies, and they should be allowed back on site. And this is where we learn. Kind of things start to come full circle. We start to learn about why Dr. Ira Kane is so hated after he's had altercations with the military.
That is great. Kane madness. Like I can understand why that soldier would probably want to hit him or shoot him, but they had to restrain.
But in the courtroom, there's yet another outstanding line from our man Orlando J. Calling the judge Your Majesty.
Yeah, that is a great line.
Calling the judge Your Majesty is just, I would just be overwhelmed by the seriousness of the situation. And I just start courtesying to everyone. Yes, of course, Your Majesty, of course.
And when he says that, he says it like he's like a real father figure. Like he just wants to look after them. He just wants custody back of his kids. That's what he sounds like. Sounds like, these are my little children. I want to look after them. I want to make sure they're okay.
At first in the court, it seems like the judge is going to be on their side.
Yeah, and then you learn about the Kane madness. You're like, yeah, fair enough. Fuck, give it to the government.
Who wants to explain what Kane madness is? Because it's pretty bad, and I'm pretty sure it is what I guarantee some people have referred to Kane madness in regards to the COVID vaccine.
Well,
and how they
so
will no longer vaccinate their children.
I've actually written down in my, this little scene would be great for anti-vaxxers. He's trying to develop a vaccine for anthrax and fucked it. And it's like, right, that's why you don't take vaccines.
He developed an anthrax vaccine. It worked, though. No one got anthrax.
That's true. He does say that.
But what did they get? I've got a list somewhere.
That would be a good game for the quiz, actually. What were the symptoms of the Kane madness?
I will ask you, boys. I've got most of them written down.
Very quickly though, before we
get really,
I love Julianne Moore's switch from being like a CDC scientist to just being a great lawyer. Like really takes him down. Not like inch by inch, just really takes him down.
That was her audition for Suits about 15 years too late. Too early, sorry.
All right, boys. Tell me the symptoms of cane madness.
Are we doing one by one?
Yeah, do one by one. You can
Yeah, you
swap each.
How many are there?
I don't know, but I've got a few.
Oh, okay.
Erectile dysfunction, I'm pretty sure, is one.
Erectile dysfunction is one.
Diarrhea.
Diarrhea is another. I've written down poops because I didn't have the time while the film was going to write down diarrhea.
Or you couldn't spell diarrhea.
Yeah, you couldn't
Not
spell diarrhea.
while watching the movie. Diarrhea.
Diarrhea.
Temporary bouts of psychosis, I think, was another.
I think you're right. I don't have that one written down, but I'm going to give it to you. Come on, Alex.
This is tense now. Can we have some tense music, please? Thank you.
I imagine the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire music is going on.
That's what's playing now. That's what you've just put on.
Thank you, edit. Thank you, post.
Hopefully that's not copyright.
100% is copyrighted.
I don't know. I came in with nothing.
Nothing.
I've got nothing left.
I'm gonna. I have to wait now because Chandler can't quote.
Right now, Alex has got one of the symptoms.
Oh, wait, forgetfulness.
Memory loss.
Memory loss.
Was it another one like hair loss as well?
No, I don't have hair loss.
Really?
Oh,
I don't have it down.
I thought it was just all the worst things that can possibly happen.
I've got written down debilitating stomach cramps, diarrhea, memory loss, face paralysis. I also think there was like heavy drooling as well. Flatulence, erectile dysfunction.
Yeah.
They're farting, they're pooing, they can't get it up.
Things are coming out of everywhere and not going into anywhere.
They can't show expressions given the painful diarrhea that they're having because of the face paralysis. And they forget about it.
Yeah, then they forget about it. Let's not get the cane madness.
But the government was smart, and that's when they robbed all their research.
I do like the line. I do like the line of like Harry saying, "Let's call the cops," and they goes, "They are the cops." But now is when they say, "Right, let's go fucking steal our own samples back," and they break into the place,
into the big giant tent.
Big giant tent.
Do you know what files they stole though?
Computer files.
The JPEG files.
JPEG.
Is that what they say?
They've stolen all of our JPEG files. I'm like,
that dates this film quite a lot, doesn't
they've
it?
stolen your photos.
Maybe we're seeing why it gets such a low rating, because some people watching it were just avid photographers, being like, wrong.
Basically, all they've said there is they've taken our pictures.
Still true.
Yeah, pictures can be valuable.
But then they decide to impersonate a colonel, which was apparently David Duchovny's rank when he was there, which is quite high up, to be fair.
It says retired colonel, but I think correctly it was a disgraced colonel.
Yeah, probably. And then he says, and then there's a really funny line that made me laugh was David Duchovny says, you know, impersonating like an officer or like a military person is like carries 3 years in jail or whatever it was. And Orlando Jones goes, "Yeah, for you, me, they'll hang." I was like, that's a good line. Oh, an indictment on the American criminal system. Hey.
When they broke into the base, they've managed to get in. They've the giant tent. They've managed to then steal hazmat suits because they've seen a weird little bug creature in a sealed container, but just Professor Block dancing on the CCTV just got me. Just hyping his way up on the way down. The footwork was fantastic.
Yeah, but I love it because he's doing all that, and then David Duchovny's character is just standing there, just observing this incredible dance.
It's like, just letting it happen. Just knows who his mate is, letting him dance away. I wish I had those moves.
I think we all do.
But yeah, the scene once they get down there, that scene and the camera panning across like all this brand new life that they've not seen before is a great shot. Like, one thing I've noted down here is this film came out 23 years ago. The CGI in this film is actually pretty damn good, and it's like really, like, there are some films now which have so much worse like visual, like digital effects than that. But like the other thing I noticed, like the design of all the creatures and the monsters that evolve is actually really fucking cool. Like, all of them, you're like, these are cool monsters. These are cool aliens. Do you know what I think?
Yeah, I'd
Yeah.
like to have seen like a breakdown of each creature.
What, like David Attenborough? Like a David Attenborough, like narrating in the background going, and so this is the hello who can see eating the other thing. Do you know what I mean? Great.
Do they name any of them?
No,
Other than big mosquitoes?
Just Blue Monkey. Blue Monkey.
Blue monkey.
So one of the movies that I compared it with that has terrible CGI was Shark Boy and Lava Girl, which came out.
And I thought Spy Kids, which is kind of the same.
Which came out about 4 years later, and Spy Kids is in the same category. But I've just checked the budget. So the budget for Evolution was $80 million US, and the budget for Shark Boy and Lava Girl was $50 million. So an extra $30 million will get you slightly more believable CGI.
I thought the CGI and the designs were really cool. I really enjoyed them.
Yeah. But, however, what I didn't enjoy was them giving all of the bug monsters really big dump trucks.
That thing's all ass.
Are you not a fan of big asses, Alex?
They were smuggling buns, and it was obvious.
Kind of rump you'd like to roast.
I did like this. This is the bit where
Remind you of Dr. Reed?
yeah,
Again, the
that
misogyny
bit.
in this one.
And in just going into the mic going, oh, Isla. I really enjoyed that. Really made me laugh.
While they're in the cave, we do obviously get the best bit of CGI, which is, of course, the little mosquito thingy. Getting into Dr. Block's
Suit,
not costume, as I was going to say.
His hazmat sealed oxygen suit.
That whole bit, that whole scene of the mosquito getting into him, and then the whole doctoring bit is fantastic.
This is the
brilliant.
Oscar.
This is has to have 10 hits on the chuckle chart, James.
It's at least 40% of the entire chart.
Yeah, it is brilliant. The bits of it going, it's in me. It's in me.
It's heading for his testicles. Take the leg. Don't take my leg. No.
No. It goes.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to amputate. We're gonna have to take the leg. No. He thinks an athlete. That's been written down. And he's like, he's gonna go for his testicles. Take it. Take the leg. Take the leg.
It's moving away.
And then he goes, I think I get it in his colon. How are you gonna go in? Rectally. And then the next bit is like, should I get the lubricant? There's no time for lubricant. Brilliant.
There's always time for lubricant.
There's always time for lubricant.
Alex's wonderful intro. There's always time for lubricant.
Love that line.
I do question the anatomy of specifically Professor Block, because it was in his leg. How does it then get into his intestines to be pulled out his arse through the colon?
Don't
no
question
idea.
it.
Don't question it.
Just enjoy it.
And it just ends. And it ends with a fantastic line of, "I want some ice cream. What flavour? It doesn't matter. It's for my ass." Brilliant. Top notch. Mwah. Pièce de resistance joke of that entire scene.
I feel like this is where Alison Reed has really become that their trio is forming, because she shows so much care for this man at this point, especially when it's going near his testicles. And then when they're pulling it out, being like a mother and father on each side, Ira Kane and Alison Reed, holding says, "It's okay, buddy. You can do it.
You're so brave. Oh, you're so brave. You're so brave." You should have seen the thing they pulled out of you. It was like this. It was like this.
You did so well. It is maybe the best scene in the entire movie.
This is the perfect advert. If you've not seen this film, watch up to that bit and then turn it off if you want. Because I haven't cried at a movie in so long, but I was keeled over in tears.
I think we're gonna get this. This is probably the best scene in the movie. But then there is a scene about 10 minutes later, which is a very, very, very close second, which we'll come on to. Which is
it's
the scene
worth
in the mall.
noting, at this point, at the same time as they're going underground, and this is all going on, Stifler is at work, or Wayne is at work, and his boss is gonna try and have a little bit of fun time on the golf green with a drink.
Yeah. Bullshit. He's gonna fuck her on that golf course.
Yes, it's his golf course. Of course he is.
No, you literally can't do anything but putt on a golf green.
It's his. It's
Yeah, but
his
is it?
golf green.
No, but I didn't get the fact that I thought he was just like a patron. Is he supposed to be like the manager?
I feel like he was the owner.
He's the owner.
Oh, is he?
And obviously, just like he's like a guy that I thought he was like a guy that owns a pub and then sits in his pub all day and drinks.
Yeah.
Yes, my future life, hopefully.
The man that whenever I'm like, let's have a drink. Like, no, I can't. Got to think about Jim. I'm a protein.
Yeah,
It's
but
too sweet.
Jim
I
is
only
still,
like Disaronno.
Jim is still lifting pints to your face.
Yeah.
Like I've been training for this. My next month is going to be this.
I'm going to edit something else into that video feed of what you've just done.
I am going away with Chandler, so I'm going to need a bigger hand.
By the way, the guy who plays that, he has a great little few episodes in Friends as Mike's dad, playing Theodore.
I did think I recognised him, to be fair.
Have I blown your mind there, Alex?
Oh my god! Oh yeah, I know, but I remember Theodore. I don't think that guy looks like Theodore.
It is Theodore. Theodore, Bitsy.
Where he gets punched in the... Oh, why wouldn't you punch my
Yeah.
dad?
Yeah. Why wouldn't you punch my dad? But this is where like the film starts like really hyping up like massive animal attacks.
Yeah, they've grown to huge sizes now.
Yeah. I think it's really smart of this film. This is how it gets Wayne back involved. Like really like the main cast is like, right, he knows where to take this animal. He knows what to do. Let's take it to those two fuckers I saw at the Meteor.
But also good that they didn't just randomly do it. He'd seen them previous that I assume the same beast, but it's grown or whatever at the pool at the same resort. So it's not just random. We know that they've got into the resort previously already.
Yeah.
But this is one of the scenes where, if you imagine it still as a thriller, it still kind of works.
Yeah.
Like you wouldn't have to rewrite that scene all too much. Maybe you wouldn't have as much comedic like, oh, it's going to take me away. Oh, like the fingernails on the golf green, which was a big no-no, by the way. I was very upset about that. You're not allowed to do anything on a golf green. I love that. But yeah, you can imagine it like working very well as a really intense scene where it'd be like Jaws, I imagine, where he just gets pulled into the water and the woman comes over and is like, I've got a champagne. Where is he? I guess I'll just go naked and swim in this pond, and then she also gets eaten.
That sounds more like Friday the 13th or some horror film than a thriller.
She runs back into like, Barry Cartwright's dead. He's
Barry.
Barry's died.
And that bit when it cuts to Sean William Scott and he's just like, oh no, what a shame. That's terrible.
That's a bit psychotic.
Nah, he got mad at him for having a damp towel left on his bed when he was clearly on his way to grab that towel. He was picking up towels, but before he comes over, my towel's damp, why is it still here? He's obviously about to pick it up. You arsehole. Good riddance, Barry. Before we get really into the third act of this movie, the development of this film, we've got some notes written down. And one of the things I noted was David Duchovny turned down, and it's an unspecified role, and he supposedly has no regrets. But he had a role in Star Wars Attack of the Clones, and instead was in this film.
Right.
Yeah, but what role are you giving him in Attack of the Clones?
Anakin Skywalker.
No, because he would be like, you know the problem with sand? And we'd be like, what? Tell us, David. And he'd be like, of course, it's rough and it gets everywhere. And be like, yeah, it does.
There is a little scene though, like in between the guy getting killed by the fish monster, whatever you want to call
Barry
it.
Cartwright.
Yeah, thank you.
Barry.
Big Baz.
Oh no, Barry's dead.
David's dead.
Right, let's start again. Chandler, Chandler was trying to put us back on track because he's took it out, but we were like, no, let's quote
David's
Big Brother.
dead.
Yeah, I love to, mate, but I really want to quote Big Brother, so no.
11:13 p.m. Chandler's
Is that what time it
laughing
is?
deeply after hearing David's dead. Chandler, you have been evicted.
That was so quick from James. Anyway, there was a nice little cute moment in between the attack happening on the golf course to Wayne showing up at their office. Like, there's a little cute scene between Julianne Moore and David Duchovny where he alludes to the fact this happened and this was my ticket out. Like I actually don't like being here. I want to do something different. I want to get back to where life is instead of in Arizona.
Been stuck in Arizona for 5 years.
Yeah, in exile. And yeah, I think it's quite a good moment between them two to develop their sort of chemistry, and then his overarching character as well. And then we get into the real nitty gritty sort of bit of the film where now it's like all the animal attacks are really like ramping up. Like, we're seeing more and more, and you get to like the diner scene where you get a bit of Sarah Silverman, she's always good when she pops up in a movie. And then they go to this one of the animal attacks, and where they're like 4 women, and then one bites their finger off, which is a great line. It's like, Grace, you open the door, and it's like, it's your fucking house.
Your house.
You do it. You do it. You do it.
But this is where there's an outstanding moment where one of them finally, in one of these movies, finally gets a gun out. I've never been pro gun, but I was so happy.
Yeah, but you say that. It's just in a drawer. Like, it's not anywhere. Like she right, I'm getting my gun. And it just goes into the kitchen, a fucking normal drawer where anyone could get it. Don't know if this person has kids, but if they did, could certainly get access to that gun. Fucking Americans.
It's America. What do you expect?
It's the south of America as well, and it's
Can you imagine?
mental.
Like, everyone grew up in a house where in the kitchen there was a random stuff drawer.
Yes,
Yeah, and
the
your
gun,
stuff drawer
and it's the gun.
Had a 9mm in it.
But the animal dies anyway because of the oxygen after biting the hand off. It looks so innocent though. It was cute.
It looked so sad.
It's
like,
so sad.
Puppy dog eyes, and it's like, I just want to survive, and it just fucking
And
gets
it had
the
a
finger.
tongue with a mouth on it, and that tongue like a chameleon it ate her finger. And yes, someone
Great
did
design.
rightfully get a gun, and then it just died. But most of the other animals have the aliens have looked roughly like an animal that exists. This one was just a sad blob.
A sad blob. But that apparently does look like a dog. Because one of them goes, "Where did you get a dog?"
Yeah.
We don't have a damn dog.
There's like, is it a rat or a rodent or a pig? I was like,
It's just an alien. But I bet that alien had a proper Tonka truck on it, if you know what I mean.
Another alien with a
But when they come,
dump truck
but
ass.
when they come to this animal attack, one bit we haven't touched upon is the same police officers keep popping up. A, does this town not have any more police officers? And B, the ease at which they bullshit it. They bullshit these police officers to just do what the fuck they want. Like, they're just like, it's technical, or you don't want to be against the USGS or whatever. And he's like, yeah, whatever, just go, just you're better than me.
I mean, to be fair for the policemen, it's a bit outside of their short
Remit.
training that they have in America.
Yeah, and he was like, I don't get paid enough for this.
Yeah, but this comes on to the great road where I can't believe that no one else has been called around this area, because Sean William Scott goes outside and just sees a fuck ton of dragons just dead. There's a lot of dragons and no one else has called the police. They're all concentrating this little animal attack. Dragons everywhere.
But no one calls them dragons. And
No,
that
but they are
really
dragons.
irritated me. They are totally
dragons.
dragons.
But there's 2 great lines in this bit where they see it, where Harry Block sees it and just goes, "Great Googamugga." What the fuck is he saying? And then the next bit where they see the dragon give birth to another dragon through its mouth. Bit weird, but okay. And
I
they
nearly
just-
threw up at that scene. I nearly threw up.
It's great, isn't it? And then Harry Block just goes, "Muzzletub, it's a boy." How the fuck does he know it's a boy? How the fuck does he know it's a boy?
How does he know it's Jewish?
But this is where I'm wondering about, was that from the writing or was that improv?
Brilliant. But this is where it leads on to me. This is the second best scene in the film, and it's a very, very close second. That whole scene in the mall, is fantastic. Like every shot is not wasted. Like the bit where he just flies straight in through the mall. Great shot. Like the wife picking out the clothes. Why? And also, why the fuck does he want to get it? Why the fuck does that dragon want to get into that dressing room so damn badly? He knocks and waits 4 different fucking times.
So I've written down here, just to keep within my who I am, that she's stealing from big business. That's good, but the dragon really likes hypercapitalism. And I'm glad that we learn that after Alex is gone.
I've read what I have to say next. I've got another bit to come up, and just this whole bit is fantastic.
Yeah, and then we got Wayne. What do they?
No. Right. This is my best bit.
Okay.
They get the guns.
No.
They get the guns, which is great because guns are always available in every department store in America. Apparently, they get the guns, and then Harry Block just goes, "The dragon's going to be in lingerie. He's going to be in lingerie." That's where everyone goes in a department store. And then as soon as fucking Sean William Scott starts going, "Ka-ka,
Tuki.
brilliant, love it. I love that bit so much, and I just love the bit where Harry goes, "Wayne, I think we've established that ka and tuki don't work." Brilliant.
Alex is gone.
I love this whole bit.
It's so well delivered. This is where just give him all the awards, all of them.
But it carries on, and then Wayne, Sean William Scott, love him, just goes, okay. Ka and tuki don't work. What am I going to do next? You are so beautiful to me. It's brilliant.
I'll shoot him. No, I'll shoot him.
I'll take this. I'll take this one myself.
Stand back, Harry. I'm going to shoot him. No, I'll take this myself. Alex, you look like you've really wanted to talk about this scene. You look like you've got something written down.
No, that was what I had written down. The kaka and tuki don't.
Tuki sounds like a slur. It obviously isn't, but it sounds like one.
But when he starts singing the song, and Harry Block just goes, "Wayne, please stop it. You're embarrassing me." And then Wayne just goes, "Shut the hell up. I'm trying to communicate here." And it works. Bullshit, this works. Out of everything that's happened in this movie. Fuck me, whatever. That bullshit fucking works. And he just goes, "Yeah, keep going. Rub some funk on it." I love this whole scene. Fucking brilliant.
It was very fun.
For the woman, it's tough to get around most shopping centres or shopping malls. To have a dragon carry you around is great.
It was empty, and I doubt an American mall is ever that empty.
It's empty because everyone's fucking running away from the dragon.
There's still people buying like pretzels or milkshakes behind where Wayne is singing.
There is also.
They're looking at Wayne like
there's a phenomenal musical performance going on, so they will stay for that.
Only the dragon's flown off past them, and they're all still trying to buy their stuff.
But when they shoot the dragon,
capitalism in America is rife, guys. The dragon, and they're still shopping.
I love when the dragon's basically half dead, and David Duchovny just goes, "What do you want, light meat or duck?" Fuck off! You're gonna eat this shit.
The jump he makes
twitches.
to catch it, the woman.
The jump that Orlando Jones makes. The jump is all CGI, obviously, but if that was real life, he's really seriously hurt that girl. Yeah. He has rugby tackled her mid-air to then fall onto a very, very fucking hard floor. Ka and tuki don't work.
Every time you say it, Alex is gone, and he wanted to talk about the dragon twitching.
No, I did not. I wanted to talk about that line, and I am full.
Alex, this is why you must think the writing is excellent.
It's such a... The writers are so good. Like, the general line of commentary on these writers, Don Jacobi, who originally wrote the Thriller script, did things like Arachnophobia, which I've never seen, but people told me is okay. Life Force, never seen that. Double Team, another movie I've never seen. It's basically weird science fiction is what this guy does. And then he brings in David Diamond and David Weissman, who've wrote on movies like When in Rome, Old Dogs, Minutemen, basically like kooky little comedies with romantic spins. The perfect men to bring in to make this film what it is. It's outstanding.
Well, it's like because Ivan Reitman basically came across a script and then wanted it to like change to like obviously like one of his more famous films like Ghostbusters, like type comedy, and that's when he brought the other two guys on.
I did think this was just leading up to be Ghostbusters with aliens, essentially.
Well, talking about it being Ghostbusters with aliens, Dan Aykroyd shows up literally just after the scene, and he plays a great governor. But yeah, this is where like we get into like right. The government have now realized we need to do something. Like, we need to actually kill these fuckers. And then, Dan Aykroyd's like, what? What do we do?
I love that when they start giving him the plan of what they have to do. So they're like, after a day, this is what's going to happen. After a week, this is what's going to happen. Like, we'll lose the southwest, and then they'll move up the western coast and take the west side of the country, then they'll take the east. And after 2 months, we're all extinct. And that is such an American way of looking at their films, which is like, once America's gone, what's the point in even living anymore? They're like, the people of Peru might survive. They were like, no, but if America's not there, I mean, what are they going to live for?
So they'd lose Glen Canyon in 3 days, and then also, leads up to the entire USA in 2 weeks. The extinction thing was so stupid.
And then,
so stupid.
And then rightfully so, the two scientists go, how are you going to kill them? And they go, napalm, lots and lots of napalm.
Or a H-bomb.
Yeah, or a nuke, which is a great line. But they're like, we have no idea how this works. Which is fair, like, yes, correct. The two scientists go, we have no idea how they'll react to that. But the US government is like, fuck it. Fucking bomb the shit out of them.
At this point, though, like, we've got a trio. We've got Wayne as with in the mall. Wayne's officially part of the crew now, and they're storming into that meeting. That I've written down all caps. Our boys storm the governor meeting, heroes, and they look like they're balling out. They're strutting in, and then Wayne's just behind them, like, yeah.
But there's a great line from Wayne in this bit. There's a great line where he just goes he's like Dr. Ira Kane, Dr. Harry Block, USGS, whatever, and then Wayne just goes, Wayne Gray. Took some chemistry in high school. Yeah. Yes, you did.
Look, he's the muscle.
He's the muscle.
He's the muscle. He's the muscle. He's the tank.
No. As we've just discovered, he's actually the singer.
He's the singer. And this is where the team starts to come together, because Dr. Alison Reed totally sides with them because she's a scientist. And this is like a classic in movies, the science military split, and then they've evolved to primates, blue monkeys, and they're smart.
Wait, who's doing that? The no-nose chimp?
Is that a quote? I feel like that's a quote.
That's a quote. Dan Aykroyd says that. Yeah. No-nose chimp.
I do remember that, but I'm not 100% on that.
No, but it starts taking out the cameras. And I loved it when they go into the lift. It's in the elevator. And then it's not more thrilleriness. It's not in the elevator when it gets up.
Yeah.
Where did
and then when it starts taking out the cameras as well.
It jumps up in the thing through like the little plastic tent thing they put over the hole.
It jumps up through a massive mine shaft rather than taking the lift, which is
which it's sent up.
Yeah,
it's gone. I'm totally gonna fuck with it.
and somehow kill the power. How does it kill the power from down there?
They're evolving. It's smart.
It watched the movie Elf and was like, I saw the scene where it presses all the buttons. That's really funny. Let's do that. Jumped in, pressed all the buttons, and left.
But yeah, and this whole bit leads me to a question where they're gonna drop the napalm. Alison Reed goes, I quit. Well, she doesn't quit the CDC, but she like gives the samples back, joins them. We've got our like heroes together now.
They're all together. But hey, do not skip over that Wayne killed the primate. Wayne saved the day.
Wayne does save the day.
There's about 7 military men there, soldiers, and none of them can shoot them. And Wayne's just like,
but they were told
Bang.
not to. Ty
They
Burrell
were
does
told
say,
not to.
Ty Burrell says, "Don't shoot. You're going to kill someone." To be fair.
Yeah, Ty Burrell is being safety conscious, and Stifler is not being safety conscious.
even though I think, yeah, totally safety conscious, letting the primate run amok.
That's what we do with this podcast.
Grab David Duchovny by the head, like Kalima, lifted up his head.
And then you get this scene of, you know, everyone being evacuated from their homes because, like, for the bomb they're going to drop the next day and everything. And then you get to the bits of college where all the college students are like, yeah, everyone's going to die, let's fucking party. Which leads me to my question of, what would you guys do in that situation? Would you party to the end of the world, or would you try and get the fuck far away?
I think they've got it bang right.
I don't know. I feel like I would leave because they've told us that they've just told us to evacuate. They've not said anything about the end of the world. That's just panic.
Also, these parents have just left their children.
Yeah, but they've seen all these animal attacks. It's all over the news.
They're at college. They could be from other states.
Well, it's a community college, which is a little bit different than an actual college.
Yeah,
True.
Yeah.
True. Before they've got there, you've missed over some key parts where, and I look, Alison Reed and Ira Kane were the love interest of the film towards each other. They were the couple. I don't think they really had that many interactions. They just kind of fancied each other from the start. And it was alluded to the first time you meet her. There's a lot of misogyny in this film, and especially directed at her, even though she's quite a strong woman during the film, just maybe a bit clumsy. First thing she does is she falls over and shows a garter, and they're like, ooh. And then they've gone to court, and in there, Professor Block's like, she totally wants you, man. It's like, what? She's just absolutely annihilated me at the stand. It's like, nah, she wants you. And then they've had a moment in the lift later on, and it's all a bit hint. And then I feel like it escalates so fast because they all get in. She saved their research. She stole their research back, so they'll get credit, which is really great.
That's a touching moment.
It's a touching moment, but then which is cool, but that's for all of them. That's not like a love situation. And then they get in the car and she accidentally falls on Wayne's lap, and he's like, "Oh, hi, I'm Wayne." And he's like, "Actually, no, I'm with him." And I'm like, "Are you? Are you with him? You're going to sleep together, sure, but like you've not really had that much interaction. You're just both attractive scientists,
i.e., sex.
Yeah, of course. And you could just take their whole like little romance out of the film, and you wouldn't necessarily lose anything. It's fun.
I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna come back to that comment. I'm gonna come back to that comment right at the end.
Yeah. What'd you say, Alex?
Think of what you gain. You gain a dramatic love interest where you're like, "Oh, will they? Won't they?" It's like Ross and Rachel.
The whole time, it's they will sleep together. Whether they'll get married and happily ever after is a different question. But the whole thing is that she's a boring scientist, but actually underneath, she's probably really horny. And that's basically how they define her character. When actually, in the scene she's in, she's a strong, empowered woman who's clever and maybe a little bit clumsy.
I did read that the clumsiness of her is something that Julianne Moore put in.
Yeah.
For no reason.
Yeah. She just felt like it. She's great.
They were like, "We've made you this strong female character who you do kind of flash a little bit." Yeah. And she was like, "Okay, I'm just gonna keep dropping shit." And they were like, "Why?"
But then you get to see. Oh, go on, James. Go on. Yeah.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, like, she falls over, and like the first scene of her is like, yeah, she's a scientist, she's well respected. First scene, falls over, they show her knickers. This is a 2000s movie, like early 2000s movie through and through.
They come back to the lab, and like we've spoken before about how terrible these movies can be wrapped up. Like Wild Hogs is just some guy at the end goes, "I built the bar," like Hot Tub Time Machine. Like we had many things with that, and they're back in the lab. And I do think that the cigarette throw, where they find out it's heat that makes them grow, is a fantastic, again, another brilliant bit of writing. It's so simple, and it tells you so much. In 5 seconds, you learn an incredible amount.
I do like these, just like, "Why are you smoking?" It's like, it's the end of the world.
Yeah, it's a great line. But the other bit I like is like the two idiot brothers come into the film and they play a great part in this scene, where they're like, "Fuck it, here's a beer, let's just drink to the end of the world.
Yeah.
Fuck it, whatever's gonna happen." And then Ira has this like moment of like, "Oh my god, I know how to kill them. I know what chemical is gonna kill them." And they go, "Take off your shirt, I'll show you." Yes, great bit.
That's the second take off your shirt moment. Previously was Sarah Silverman, because it's Dr. Ira's ex and has a lot of his like business shirts that she wears. And I was like, one feels like enough moments, but two take off his shirt jokes, excessive. Were you not annoyed though? Were you not annoyed that it took an accident for them to discover that it would cause them to evolve, when they're scientists and they should be considering that they've said they're going to use napalm and they should try to put fire and test it themselves because they're meant to be intelligent?
Excuse me.
I've got a great point to make, but I hand over to Chandler.
Most major scientific discoveries were by accident.
That is
Penicillin
what I was going to say.
was discovered by accident.
Yep. Science
Boom.
is not an art; it's a science.
Geology is not an exact science, according to Harry Block.
Yes,
but they know what the military are going to do.
But
they should probably go like, what should we do here? We should find out what fire does in our petri dish to these organisms, and they don't, and it's an accident.
You're looking at it as if it's happening over weeks. It's happening in hours and
but they
minutes.
could do that. They're like, although they're going to put fire on them, let's quickly put some fire on the alien and see what happens.
So the only thing I'll say to that is just quickly, they like Ira Kane figures out like, oh my god, we should try selenium, which fair play, like, you know, why not?
By going
best idea
down
you've
two
got.
on the table and down two on the table.
That's that's fantastic.
By the way,
that's so simple.
It is really
That
good,
is
and
so
it actually
simple.
has a thing in science where if you make that type of like knight's move, like a chess knight's move, on the periodic table, you do get similarities in elements. So that actually has a little bit of
I
truth in
wanted
fact.
to ask about that because I was like, does that have any bearing in real science?
Yes.
Yeah, a little.
That is again, yeah, but it doesn't need to be enough. No one sat there with their fucking masters in chemistry going wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it just needs to be just enough that we
but it
believe
just leads to a great line of the two brothers just going, selenium, yeah, we can get 500 gallons of that. What the fuck how do they know? Like, it's like head and shoulders. Our hair is shiny and flake free.
The budget came from Head and Shoulders.
Yeah, all $80
The
million.
whole film is a product placement ad for Head and Shoulders.
So there is a fantastic bit of research done on this. It is true that Head and Shoulders shampoo, certain ones do have selenium in it. It is approximately about 1%, but it does contain it, and it's only certain products. But it works.
It works. So here's the bit. So no, wait. So here's the bit about where testing. I think James is right. Like, they have this massive organism in the thing. Why not see what the selenium does to that organism before they put 500 gallons of it in a fire truck? But the other thing is, where the fuck does Wayne get a fire truck? I know he's not an actual firefighter, so how does he get a fire truck on such short notice?
He knows where the fire trucks are kept. No one is there. Everyone has ran away.
Yeah, good point.
I'm not a master.
They should be helping. Yeah, they're helping the evacuation. They're helping.
Well, that's where they are. They're out helping with the evacuation. So he was like, I know where some fire trucks are. Let's go get a fire truck.
Again, the writing, I think, is because it's actually very clever of them. At the end, when they've been attacked, when the alien's been attacked by the napalm, it then goes from like loads of little animals and monsters into one great giant big animal. So like when they do finally kill it, it's like really ties a bow on the the alien invasion, because it's just one big alien to kill instead of lots of little.
But
ones.
I question this because it grew, and we see it eating and engulfing a number of them in the cave. However,
it's also going to eat them. They could not have run away quick enough to not get eaten.
They're not
anyway,
all gone.
Moving on.
We know at the end that they're not all gone, but the giant organism is like the giant plant thing, and it grows, and that it gets rid of most of them.
But they are. It kills literally all the other aliens in that thing, like 100%.
Yeah, but we know some have escaped.
Yeah. But when they're all in the little mind thing and they're about to drop the napalm on it, there's such a good chance for a reference there from Apocalypse Now.
They say it.
They
say
don't.
it. Yeah, they do. Yes, they do. There's a bit before that when he goes, Woodman is looking through the binoculars and goes, "Oh, I love the smell of napalm in the morning." Because I always used to think that quote was from Evolution and not originally from Apocalypse Now when I was younger.
You were like, God, these writers are good.
Yeah, I genuinely thought, I used to think that quote was from this film and not Apocalypse Now.
I love that you watched Apocalypse Now and went, they stole that line from Evolution.
Again, more physical comedy right at the end where they just shove the fucking thing up a hole and it goes, they're about to give it a giant enema.
A jumbo enema. Yeah, they take the fire
Jumbo
truck
enema.
up to the. They've nearly been napalmed themselves because they went into the cavern. Don't know how they avoided that.
They're dead in real life. If this is happening,
yeah, they're so dead. Also, I thought napalm was just like engulfs everything in flames, not actual explosions. I'm nitpicking.
I think it. Yeah, I think when in having seen Apocalypse Now, when it's encased in like a bomb, it will explode.
Okay, understood.
I think it works like petrol. If you were to just set fire to some petrol, you've just got some flaming petrol. If you were to set fire to it in a bottle, you've then got a bomb.
They should have died in the cavern, but they managed to escape, take the fire truck, and they take it right to the rectum of the giant monster while it's trying to divide again, so there'll be two of them.
Yay, anus chat.
With the fire truck filled with Head and Shoulders.
Wait, just going up. This is the only bit of the film where I thought the only joke that didn't land for me in the entire film is when basically the big alien farts on all of them, and they just go, oh. That smells. That's the only joke where I was like, that hasn't landed for me. I think that's the only joke in the entire hour and 40 minutes where I've not laughed.
The jumbo enema was funny. And then I was like, Harry finally got some ass. Because he talks about ass the entire film.
And he got his revenge. He got his revenge.
But the fart tells you that it's an ass. And that Harry got some ass. So, yeah, fine. It's a shit joke, the fart. But we now know that's its rectum. It's established.
I love the line.
It's established it for us.
I love the bit. I love the bit where I love the bit where it sucks
writing.
him up. Where it sucks him up, and Ira just goes, "Give me back my friend." You damn giant alien! I want my friend.
And then it bubbles up, and it explodes.
It's
over.
The end.
The end.
But I love the bit where like Dan Aykroyd is giving them. Like, it just ties a lovely bow on the whole film, where he's like Wayne is now a fully fledged firefighter, and and he gives the medal to Harry as well, and just goes, he's the winningest volleyball coach, and he goes, "We just came away with a big W."
Oh yeah, love that bit. His sports interview is fantastic.
And just going back to what James was saying about. Why does the love interest need to be in this film? Take it away. It needs to be in this film because of the best ending line. And he goes, "Now to scientists, Dr. Alison Reed and Dr. Ira Kane, and that they've gone to have sex, and it just
in
cuts
the fire
back,
truck,
and it just cuts back, and Harry's just going, he's giving her a bit of the Kane madness. Film end, great fucking line, fantastic. That love story needs to be in that film for that line to work. Giving her a bit of the Kane madness is great ending.
Can you acknowledge that it's not really a love story? It's just two horny people throughout the film who are smart. Don't give a shag. That's it.
Don't give a shit.
It's worth
Kane
it.
madness.
It's yet again great writing.
Great writing. And then going back to America's ultra capitalism, even better mid credit, whatever fucking credit scene you want to call it. It ends up in a Head and Shoulders advert. Fantastic. Yeah. And as well, credit to the great acting that it comes across as really wooden acting is brilliant. These are three non-actors being put in a Head and Shoulders advert. Yeah, and it's like, we all use a tub of Head and Shoulders. Fantastic. Great, genuinely great writing. There is an alternate ending to the film where it goes 8 months later and they're in the hospital and the mosquito has left eggs inside Harry.
I thought that was going to be a trope. I thought that was going to happen.
And it was there's more aliens that are inside Harry, basically. So yeah, that's the alternate ending. But yeah,
gross.
Anyway, great ending, really enjoyable film. Holds up from when I watched it when I was younger. Fantastic.
I really enjoyed it. I really, really enjoyed it. I thought I wouldn't because I thought I heard the title, so I was imagining, I don't know, something like Is it 2000 BC or 20,000 BC?
Mm.
Where it's like a weird survival thing where like someone runs around in like a leopard skin bikini and attacks mammoths and gets attacked by a saber tooth. That's what I was imagining. That's what I was expecting. So when I got a fantastic comedy with a great cast with absolutely amazing writing, I will not stop going on about. It was a fantastic treat, and I really enjoyed it. What a way to spend a Sunday afternoon.
It was a good film.
It was a good film.
Me and Alex like gushing about this film. Like, we love it. David Duchovny's great. The acting's great. Like, I want to be with David Duchovny. And James was like, yeah, it's all right.
It was a
Fantastic
good film.
directing as well.
I enjoyed it. It was well directed. It was funny. I liked the aliens. Like, you guys know me. I love Pokemon, Digimon. Chuck me some alien things. Let's go. But no, I did really enjoy it. The performances were good. It's got a bit of a cult following, as I said at the start. Like, a lot of the films we've done so far, bar maybe The Hangover, haven't got universal acclaim, let's say, but they have a fandom, and they're enjoyed by a number of people. It only takes you 5 seconds of looking into reviews of this film and finding people that, even like reviewers that are like, it's not a good film, but I love it. I absolutely love it, and I thought it was good and it was fun, and just maybe don't love it as much as you both do.
As I say, like, as I think I've said for maybe two of the other films, like, there is something said for just accepting a film for what it is. Like, it doesn't have to be like really like deep thinking films. It's like, it's fine just have a film that just wants to entertain you for an hour and a half and just try and make you laugh. Like, yes, you can disagree about if jokes land or whatever, but just have a film just try and entertain you for an hour and a half and look cool and have some good effects and things like that. Is just, and this film ticks all the boxes on that. So it's just like, what's not to love? It's a great film. Well made, well acted, well written, good effects, and some Kane madness to go with it.
Before Alex closes us out, following our theme of evolution, and I've convinced the boys to let me have this one, our next movie will be the first and original Digimon movie, and I'm very excited.
Please like and subscribe to wherever you get your podcasts, whatever good provider you're on, Apple, Spotify, or any other ones that no one uses.
And please follow us on social media at 3 Takes of Stupidity or at 3 Takes, depending on what James wants our usernames to be.
See them in the description.
Nice.
Bye.
Ciao.
Bye.